All right. Hi, everyone. I wanted to give you a tour of our Blackboard site. I've done quite a bit of editing, so thank you so much for your patience. I want to show you where things are, how you can get in contact with me, and what to expect moving forward. Generally speaking, on a weekly basis, I'll provide a video overview of where we're at and where things are online. You can always pause the video and go back if you need to find something. I'll also post that video in a weekly announcement spelling out what you need to be looking for and what to do. Generally speaking, my overall approach has been to make things streamlined, to make it very clear what you should be doing for assignments, for points, and what resources you have to work through on a daily basis. If any of that is unclear at any point in time, please contact me. You can get in contact with me via email. If you call my office phone, that will go to my cell phone, so you can contact me there, and I'll show you how we can connect in Blackboard Collaborate on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'll be holding online virtual office hours, and then we can use any other means of video chat that you need to. I think as we're moving online, my best suggestion to you is to frequently log in, give yourself some time, time to work through the organization of the course, and time to complete assignments, and also to ask questions. I will try to post things multiple times in multiple places. So if you feel like things are redundant, then that's definitely my goal, to make sure everyone is getting the information. But please, I am happy to state something in a different way, to work with you one-on-one to make sure that we get through this transition as smoothly as possible. You may have noticed when you get into the class, I have changed the entry portal. So that just means that when you click into our Bio 110, you're going directly to the calendar. Currently, in my understanding of Blackboard, I wish when you clicked on an assignment, it showed you the due date. Once you click into the assignment, it will, but if you're just looking at the assignment that's linked in a folder, it doesn't show you that view. So I've changed the view to the calendar so that you know when everything is due. If something is due for points, then it is in the calendar, and I encourage you to use that as your to-do list, as your organization of when things are due. As we are clicking through the calendar, you can see we have both lecture and lab assignments due. For lecture, assignments will be due on Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon. And I've chosen noon for two reasons. Number one, people aren't generally up at 8 a.m. and I found that that promotes working through the night. And I know in this time we all need our rest. I also will have online office hours in Blackboard Collaborate. And you can access the Collaborate online course meeting room on the left-hand side there. I'll go through that in a minute. But those Collaborate hours will be on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 8:30 until 10 a.m. And so you'll have a chance to pop into those office hours. I will be in there. I'll be on video. You can ask any questions you need to, and then that gives you some time to get questions answered before those assignments are due. So you can see on Thursday, we've got Unit 3. We've got 2 different assignments that are due. You can click on them, and you won't have the edit view, but you can actually click into this blog as the student view. Actually, I'm going to go up and get into Stu. That might be more helpful. Okay, so I am in the student preview now, so that I'll be clicking through things as you will see them. So again, if you're clicking on the Unit 3 blog, you can access it directly from the calendar. That's definitely one way that you can access information. And so think of the blog as a replacement for our class conversations. We do a lot of active learning, a lot of sharing out to one another, and I wanted to make sure that as we're moving online, we still have that be a part of our interaction. So the blogs, while I do ask that you use complete sentences, it's a time for us to share our understanding of the material for this particular blog. This is where I talked about in lecture that we have the DNA technologies, and I've assigned each person a particular topic. And if you can just share with us your understanding of that topic, you can look in the notes, and you can also find some outside materials. There's not necessarily a specific word count, but think about if you were sharing with the class in about, I don't know, maybe 2 to 3 minutes, what that topic actually means. You can link to outside sources and provide additional pictures. Just make sure that anything that you type is either in your own words or you use a direct quote. So the calendar is one way that you can figure out what's due when. I will post an announcement on the announcements list, and that's another way to know what's going on when. That's been consistent in our course. And what I've done the most redesign with is in the Bio 110 lecture material. You can go into the class coffee house hangout. This is a place where you can share information a little bit more casual, connect with one another. I posted something in there. You can check it out and respond if you want. Highly encouraged and not required. I've also on each folder tried to give you information on what is located in that folder so that you have an idea before you actually go into the folder. So most of these aren't necessarily links that you can click on. Some of them are, if I could make them that way. For example, we're in Unit 3, and we're working on wrapping up Unit 3, if you remember from before the break. So I've given you a list of things to work on for exam preparation. We will still be doing our lecture exams. We'll be doing them online. I'm still working on what that actually looks like. It will be not this week, but that exam will be due next week. But you can see a list of suggestions of what to do to prepare for that exam. There are Amoeba Sisters videos. There are 6 of them, and that YouTube link will take you directly there. We may have watched 1 or 2 of them, but I think it's a great overview and also kind of a deeper dive into those topics that we looked at. Also on the folder, you can see a list of assignments. So think about the assignment list as your to-do list. I would write those down and maybe write the due date next to them from the calendar. And once you have an understanding of what needs to happen, you can click inside the folder and you can find everything that you need in that one folder. And I've tried to organize the folder in the order in which things are due. So this is where I was talking about, I wish the due dates would pop up on the lecture blogs and the activities, for example, but I have those linked through there. So you can get to the lecture blogs by clicking here, and there are 3 blogs to work through for the rest of this unit. The new biotechnology blog is where you find an article. Science Daily is great, and then you post on that new technology, so kind of like a biology show and share. And I'll post an example later today for you. The third blog is what we did in class before Unit 2. So this gives you an opportunity to post at least 2. You can post a few more if you'd like. Multiple choice questions that you think would be good questions to include on exam 3. And the purpose is twofold. Number 1, to provide a running multiple choice review for you. So I encourage you to use other students' questions to review, and that it also gives me an understanding of where you're at, and I'll pull some questions from there like I did last time. So you can get to those Unit 3 blogs that are worth credit and they are required by clicking on Unit 3 lecture blogs. I've also left the link over here on the left-hand side. So I've tried to build in some redundancy so that if you're unsure of where to find something, it's actually in more than one place. I've also listed Unit 3 activities here. So this is where you will go to upload your Unit 3 activities once you complete them. And I've listed what those 3 activities are there. You should already have hard copies of all of those from before spring break. 2 different ways you can go about getting credit for those. You can either complete them with your own handwriting, take pictures of them, and upload them. You could also scan them if you want, or you could download them and type on them and then upload them. Some people also may have a program where you could actually just draw on that PDF, save it, and you could upload that as well. So I need all 3 of those activities uploaded, all pages into the activities folder here. You can upload them as one file, or you can actually upload multiple files and I'll be able to see that. Scientist Spotlight, nothing really has changed with that except for maybe the due date. I have the information listed there. You can click on the spotlight and submit it. Also, if you'd like to share kind of your thoughts, I thought the last spotlight with Dr. Day was really great with people sharing their connections to perseverance and also how she got interested in science. So if you still want to do that sharing, I highly encourage you to share in the coffee house. Just make sure that you reference, hey, I'm just sharing a little bit about Scientist Spotlight 3. I think this one's on Dr. David and digestion. And so that's a required assignment. I've also listed, as usual, the exam review sheet. The student notes are the PowerPoints, and then the protein synthesis simulation practice that will be super helpful for the exam review. So I think that's everything that I have on my list to share with you right now with the Collaborate Room. So the Collaborate Room, if you are in our class and you have a computer and you've got online access, you can come into the Collaborate Room. You can click on it. And then you have 2 different ways that you can use the Collaborate Room. About 15 minutes before 8:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays, this link right here with the virtual office hours will become active. You can click in there and you can join me. So this is a time where you can ask questions. We can go through activities together. It could be a great time for you to dedicate to working on material. We could both be in there and you could say, hey, Dr. Melser, I just want to hang out in here while I'm working on my worksheets. If I have a question, I'll ask. That's totally fine. It can be an accountability piece for you. So that's one way that you can use Collaborate. I'll also post a direct link. So if you're using your cell phone, you can just click on that link and it will take you right into our Blackboard Collaborate view. There is a Blackboard Collaborate app, but with that link, you don't necessarily have to have the app downloaded. So I'll provide those direct instructions. There's also a call-in phone number. So if you don't have internet access and you want to just call in and you want to chat during those hours, you can do that. You're also welcome to call my office phone. It's directly connected to my cell phone, and that's another way to get a hold of me. Another way that you can use Collaborate, which may be helpful for meeting with your classmates, maybe you want to schedule a time to say, hey, let's meet in the course room and do some review for the exam. So you could click on the course room. It's unlocked. It's available all the time. I'll also provide a direct link to that, and you can use the Collaborate video chat. A lot of you probably have video chat apps like Google Meetups, Google Duo on your cell phones, and you're free to use those as well. Excuse me. These are just some specific resources that are available in Blackboard. I will try to roll out things as needed for the class. I know there's just a lot going on right now, and too much information at one time can be a little overwhelming. So please check in with me, send me a message. I am here for you, and we can definitely get through this and figure it out. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and hopefully I will see some of you in the virtual office hours tomorrow.